How's it going, guys? We're gonna do a garden tour today. I'm just gonna hold the camera and give you guys close-ups of a lot of these plants. I know that you guys enjoy when Brent holds the camera, but I thought I'm gonna just change it up today. And it's hot out. It's like 95 and it's about to rain. The sky, gray clouds everywhere. I'm gonna try to beat some of this rain, and it's humid. It's like 90 something, cloudy. It's terrible. So we're just gonna get this done. You don't want to see me when I'm all sweaty and gross. So let's just start this garden tour. So you guys already know this is the front of the house, and I have two Supertunia Vista. Well, I guess I have four. So there's two in this container, two in this, and this is the Supertunia Vista Silverberry. So beautiful. This is my Cosmo patch. I have a maple and this beautiful, this absolutely massive tree. That's my neighbor's. It's a spruce of some type, I believe. No, cypress. I think it's a cypress of some type. I've got two arborvitaes, and you guys, this thing is already like 7 feet tall, 8 feet, 7.5 feet tall is how tall this is. And so you guys can see how big this tree is. Huge. And then I've got a buddleia over here, and it's gonna start blooming here pretty quick. So it's all totally budded up. It gets white blooms. It's really pretty. But the reason I don't love white blooms is pretty shortly after they're done blooming, they turn into that. So it is one that I do deadhead quite often, but you can see how absolutely massive it is. Let me show you guys close-ups of these. They're so beautiful. I'm obsessed with how this is turning out. You can see they've filled in this section, so I'm hoping that they both get right about to this middle area here, and they're starting to spill down the side. It's so pretty driving up to the house, and that's what you see right there. I am obsessed with that. The cosmos, everything. I still need to come in and deadhead and cut these back, these daffodils, but they're still soaking up some energy, so I'm gonna leave them. Oh, and I didn't realize there was a random cosmo in here, or petunia. Okay, anyways, coming down this way, this is the front of the house, and the hollyhocks are about done. This is some wild carrot over here. Oh, and you guys already know, there's Lola. She's always in the front yard. So the hollyhocks are about done. These are the black ones. They're so pretty. I love them, but they do make quite a mess. I already blew this all off like 2 days ago. And then this is some a me or some wild carrot. Super beautiful blooms. Look at that one. They're so pretty. I love using these in flower arrangements. And these were all self-seeded. And there's multiple colors of them. Some of them have the pink color. Some of them are just this white with this like black dot right in the middle. I don't even know how that happens. And then there were a couple of them that were green, but I already used all of those. So there's that. And then if we come down this way, I just did these containers. These are the Supertunia Royal Cherry, I believe, or something like that. And then this is my hoard of plants that I still have left. I need to find homes for all of these. And then if we come through the gate, which this needs to be replaced still, but if we come through here, you can see the yews that I just planted. So these are in the ground. These are Irish yews, and they are so pretty, and I cannot wait until they get to the very, like, above this fence, and it kind of gives us some more privacy. This is the living room. This is our dining room right now, sorry. And then if we come down this way, you can see the black fence we just did, and then the espaliered honeysuckle. It is so beautiful. I really cannot wait to see this thing grow up. And this has already put on a ton of growth. It was like here, and it's already grown from here to here just in a couple of weeks since this has been up. It's crazy how fast this is growing with the heat and the water. It's all set up on drip irrigation, you can see, so everything gets even amount of water, and it's really just loving its life. Coming back here, it is looking so good back here right now. We just mowed, and there's already another leaf that has fallen. This tree is dropping leaves like absolute crazy right now. Over in this bed, I'm gonna pop the name up of this hydrangea because I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but it's a lace cap, and it's so beautiful. The little white spots, and you can see the stems on it are black. Look at that. So all the new growth, the stems are black. It blooms on new wood, so if it gets eaten down by deer, it doesn't even matter. I got this from Monrovia last year, and it is a beautiful performer. It does need a little bit more protection than some of the like limelight ones. So you can see this section right here gets too much sun, and so some of these leaves have burned. But literally from here back gets protection, and it's so happy. I have 2 Wicked Witch coleus there, and then some heucheras that I've transplanted. Coming over this way here, I have some lilies. I believe these are a black variety. We'll see, but I can't quite remember. I actually love using the leaves in flower arrangements. This is a dahlia. I don't remember the variety of it, but actually, this is a dahlia, and this was gifted to us, but it didn't have a name on it. So I'm not sure what it is, but the blooms on it are really pretty, and so was that one. So we actually have a lot that were gifted to us that didn't have any names. And then this is the silver lining rose. You guys have already seen this. It is at the end of its peak. It is pushing one more flush right here. You can see how beautiful that is. So I'm gonna get 4 more blooms out of this guy, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and I will cut it, and I'll cut it hard. I'll cut it to about there, and then it'll give me another flush of blooms here in probably about a month and a half time. Down below that, these are the first blooming dahlias of the year. They're so incredibly bright, it's crazy. I love this. Last year when I grew this one, I didn't give it any support. And so this year I came in with, this is just a little peony cage to give it some support down low. And I've just kind of been slowly moving it up. I need to come in and move it up again to give it even more support. But it's so pretty up against the black fence. These guys just like pop and glow. Over here is a lilac, and I love it. It's happy. This is one of my favorite trees on the property. This is a white alder tree, and you can see the bark is a white color, and you can see there's one of the uplights right there. We actually have another uplight right there, and when it gets a little bit darker, I'll come back and show you guys at nighttime. Back to this tree though. This white alder tree is one of my favorites. It is a super fast growing tree. This guy is only about 2.5 years old, 2 years, and it is huge. It's probably 12 feet tall already. I think it gets a 20-foot height and 30-foot spread or something like that. But I love how the trunk of it is like a lighter color. And then in the fall time, it'll get some alder cones. And they're the simple, cute little cones. We have a bird feeder in there, and the birds go absolutely crazy for it. Yeah. I have a mahogany splendor hibiscus there. That'll stay on the smaller side because it doesn't get as much sun. So it'll probably realistically only reach about that tall. This is a scabiosa. I think this is like Fatia Morgana, and it's a more buttery, creamy color. Let's see if you can find one that's more open. Look at that. They're so pretty. I love this color. They bloom a little bit later than some of the other scabiosa that I have on the property. But this is what they start out like. I even like using them like this in flower arrangements, and then coming in with a few of these guys. The astilbe is blooming like crazy right now. Oh, such a pretty color. This, I joke, is my pink bed because most things in here are pink. Snapdragons, these are the apple blossom, and they are my favorite snapdragons. I have them in 4 different spots. And then here's the wisteria growing up and over this guy. This is about 5 years old, and that's what it does at 5 years. Here's our aviary. We built this. It started out, this was our chicken coop, and the roof wasn't on there. It was a metal roof. Then we decided to move our chickens, and they're back there in the vegetable garden. And I was gonna turn this into a greenhouse, but Brent really wanted an aviary and he wanted little finch. So I built the roof, and I built it on the ground down here, and then we just lifted it up, put it on there, and then we put all the boards on it. This is actually fence boards turned upside down, and then we layered them. So it gives us like different look. And then these ones are full fence boards, and then we ripped them just to give a little more detail to it. Yeah, so we put the roof on there, and I think we have maybe 13 finches in there, and some of them are sitting on eggs also. And it's so cute. When you get up close, they usually talk to you. Hi guys. Hi. Yeah, they're really sweet. And then I have a couple plants in there that are safe for finch. I guess let's talk this bed, and then we'll talk about the flower farm here. So coming over this way, this is Creeping Jenny, and it's insane how bright this is right now. It is crazy. I love Creeping Jenny in the garden. It's a fabulous ground cover. It really does really well here in zone 9, and it just takes off, and it's a evergreen for us. It'll give us bronzy color in the winter and fall time, and then spring it turns a darker green like that, and then summer when it gets really hot it does this, and it's just vibrant, so beautiful. I have an azalea there. I don't love azaleas at all, or a rhododendron. I don't remember. I don't like either of them, honestly. This is my espalier apple, and it has put on so much growth. I need to come in and train this sideways and that one sideways and do a little bit of maintenance on it, so it's a little bit messy. Here are some lilies, and these are black ones. Oh, there's a ladybug right there. Hi ladybug. But these are black, and they're about 3 years old, so they're really happy. They're well established here, and they put out lots of blooms for us. Right there, that is a rose of Sharon. I believe it's a pink one, but I can't quite remember. And then another snapdragon apple blossom again. And then down here in this section, that is a 2024 Super Tunia from Proven Winners, and it is called Hoopla. I need to come in and give it another feeding, but so far it's doing all right. So fingers crossed. Coming down this way, this is the Orchid Rock Rose, and there was 2 blooms on it this morning, and now there's no blooms. There's maybe a few more to come, but it's pretty much done blooming for the year. And there's maybe a couple back there, but they're really pretty pink flowers. The Rebecca is starting to open up, so we should be getting lots of these guys here pretty quick. You can see another one right down there. I have some New Zealand flax, that's that grass. And then I think this is a Carl Foster's grass. And so it should get some really beautiful plumes right there. And I love that. Oh, what is this? I don't remember what these are. That's interesting. Gladiolas, maybe? Those might be gladiolas right there also. So they definitely have the leaves of gladiolas, but I don't remember them looking like that. So maybe some gladiolas. And then some more snapdragons, same thing, apple blossom right there. And this is one of my favorite roses. She's so pretty. This is the Queen of Sweden, and I love her. I love when her petals even fade. They're a really soft pink color, and then they're really bright when they newly emerge, and they all face upwards. So normally you put it closer to a border so you can see it as you're walking by. You can see the blooms facing you. It's really pretty. Absolutely love that. This is Scabiosa, and this is, I think, Black Knight, and you can see how many are on here. This thing is insane. It is so full of blooms. I love how dark it is. Oh, another ladybug with the like soft pink color on there. This is one of my favorites. I have them in 3 different spots for Scabiosa. And then behind that, right there, that is a hibiscus, and it's gonna get huge red blooms. They're going to be like dinner plate sized. And then I think this is a dahlia. I want to say it's called like Breakout, and it's yellow blooms with this black foliage, and they like look like little sunflowers. They're really pretty. Right down here I have 3, and then there's 2 more that kind of got lost. This is the Mountain Snow Euphorbia, and honestly I forgot that I had Veronica in here, and I forgot that I had this dahlia in here, so they have been just eaten up. I totally messed up when planting these, because I should have remembered that I had this dahlia here, but I did not. Here's an endless summer hydrangea, and it's a little sad right now because it's the end of the day, but it's going to recover here probably in the next hour, and these will be just straight up just the most beautiful hydrangeas. When I bought it, it was blue, and now it's pink, which is perfect because I prefer the pink color anyways, especially with the black fence. And then this is a wall of Super Tunia vistas. This is the 2 of them are the bubblegum. This is the Paradise, and that is the Daybreak Charm Super Tunia. So 4 vistas and just a petunia also. You can see some more Rebecca in here. This is a blue spruce. I got this from Andrew Seed actually about 3 years ago. Really happy with how this guy has performed. Coming down this way, the St. John's wort is about out of bloom. One last bloom it looks like, and then here pretty soon all of these will turn into the most beautiful red berries, and they will just glow. I mean, they're already glowing. There's a lot that glows in this bed. This is the other section of Creeping Jenny, which I actually took from cuttings from down there. I took a couple cuttings and grew them on, and then I just put them here. And it's so easy to take cuttings from. They just want to grow roots. So you just like literally rip off a chunk and put it in some wet soil and cover it with some saran wrap, and it just goes like crazy. This is Euringium, and it's one of my favorites. It is a sea holly, and look at the way that this thing glows. Oh, it's so pretty. I want about 1 million of them on the property. Here is some kind of evergreen. And then over here is pomegranate. I'm gonna turn back around and we're gonna start at the flower field part so you guys can see that up close, and I can kind of go over everything that we have here. So we're back up here where the first Creeping Jenny and the espalier apple and the aviary is. And I'm gonna show you guys this area. So this area was completely unestablished. This was all grass. And I decided to come in and we brought compost in, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5.5 beds, 30 feet long, and they're 4 feet deep. And so I've been able to just pack them full of flowers. This first section is Dusty Miller. I have 2 different varieties. This one right here with this more broadleaf. These guys, this is called New Look, and I love it. And then this is just your traditional Dusty Miller here. Coming down this way, I have my poppies. This is called Amazing Gray. And then tell me that's not amazing. They're so pretty. There's tons of them, but they have a pretty short vase life, so I haven't been using them. I've just been enjoying them. And then I have Thai Silk, I think. No, Swan Dawson poppies right here. Thai Silk, and then anywhere you see little holes like this are just zinnias that I've popped in. My Lisianthus has not been performing very well. And then this here has been performing really well, but I lost the tag, so I can't remember what it's called. But it's a really fun, airy plant to use in flower arrangements, and I've been loving using this. Like, some of these are massive. Some of these guys are just huge, and look at how pretty that is. They just move so well. Coming down this way, this is more Euringium. I have blue glitter and white glitter mixed in. So it's the same Euringium, but much, much smaller little guys. So so much easier to use these in floral arrangements. So blue and white ones here, and I'm really happy about how much I have. This is my sweet peas. They have not performed very well. This is some asters. These are supposed to be China asters, absolutely massive, but they haven't done much. This is just a filler plant, and it smells really amazing. It's very sweet. It is Artemisia, and it's called Sweet Annie, and it smells so good. I'm not sure why this one looks different than whatever this is, so maybe it's a different plant. I don't know. Maybe this one hasn't flowered and these ones have flowered. I don't know. Some more snapdragons here. I have ivory and apple blossom. My status is coming into its own, and so it's all looking really well. I can't wait to start harvesting the status. I think that it's so pretty. This is supposed to be the Forever Silver, so it should have how this one has a little bit of purple to it, but a lot of these are just pure white, but I'm not complaining. And then right here is Campanula. I haven't used any of it in flower arrangements. I've just been so excited that I've actually been able to grow this flower. It's a cold season flower. Oh, did you guys see the honeybee back there? Or the wood bee? Look at, he's right over there. This thing is full of bees, by the way. Okay, anyways, Campanula. This is one of the most hard flowers that I've probably ever grown, and I am so happy that I have it. I think it's a very magical looking flower. I have one that still hasn't opened up, and I have 3 that I've completely opened. And next year I plan to grow even more. So this is Campanula Champion White, I believe is what it was called. Right? Yeah, White Champion. Beautiful. And then here I've used a ton of this. I'm not sure what's going on with the red, but I don't really care. It's fine. This is Clarkia Elegant Salmon. And They're kind of hard to use in flower arrangements, but the bees love them, and I also really do like them. Then coming down this way, on this side, I'm gonna actually go over here. I have a couple zinnias and then a mahogany splendor hibiscus tucked in right there to use for flower arranging. Some feverfew that should start blooming. This is a double one. Some yarrow. This is the summer pastels color. And that should also be blooming here pretty quick. This is some honesty plant, and you use it for the seed pods. But I read after I grew them that I won't get seed pods till second year. So that kind of sucks. But it's okay, I'm gonna leave them. This section here was all plants that died, this little section. So I filled it in with some zinnias. They're starting to come to their own. I need to go in and put some staking. And then this whole section is scabiosa. Over here, oh look, some calla lilies are blooming. Oh, hello, beautiful. Beautiful pink calla lily. Oh, I love it. And then here I have some white wands of Veronica. Super pretty. A burning bush. Some cannas. Some spurge. Bulgeweed. Some daisies. Japanese anemones. And then this is my plum tree that's a little crooked. I need to finish staking her up. And then I have 3 mahogany splendor hibiscus tucked in right there. Coming down this way, this is another one of the scabiosa, Fatia morgana, and then amaranth that should be doing a lot better back there. And then this is coleus. I believe it's like Sedona Skies or something like that. This is my vitex, and it's going to be blooming here so soon, and I cannot wait to give you guys an update when this thing is blooming. This is probably one of my favorite things out here. And then this guy right here is a cypress. It is a Lawson cypress, something Sagaro. I can't even read my own handwriting sometimes, but it's really pretty. It looks like a cactus. So let's just pop that back down there and get out of this bed. Back to this though. Red spike amaranth and hot biscuits amaranth. I don't even know how I'm gonna be using any of this. So they're a lot. Then this bed and that bed are all dahlias, except that section there is some Cosmo, and that section's zinnias right there. But all dahlias. This section is my from seed section, and everybody's doing really well. Some of them are about to start throwing some buds. You can see there's a bud right there. And then the end of this is called Polar Bear White Zinnia. And they're pretty large. Yeah, just a plain white zinnia. The star of the show, obviously, the willow tree. So beautiful. And then let me show you guys this dahlia that's in here. It is insane. If we come in this way, this guy right here, the stalk on this is huge. This is called Teddy, and it was the first one to come up, and it's the biggest one out here. I did pinch back the top right here so that we would start sending out side shoots. It's massive. That thing is huge. I can't wait to see the blooms on that. And then a whole bunch of different varieties tucked in here. Pretty much every single one has come up except for, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 4 of them right here that didn't come up, and I don't know why. Maybe too much moisture. Coming down this way, I have 1 sunflower. This whole section was supposed to be sunflowers. Only 1 has come up, and I'm mad. This whole section is supposed to also be sunflowers. Half of them came up, and then separately, randomly, they came up here. And then I was able to just tuck in random little zinnias everywhere that a sunflower didn't come up. They're starting to form heads. We'll see what they do, but I'm really annoyed. Another scabiosa that I need to stake up, or just cut back or do something with, because it's a little too much for this area. It's kind of insane. And then I have 2 birch trees tucked back here. They're huge. They're beautiful. Coming back this way, I have to show you guys the vegetable garden right now. Another Black Knight Scabiosa. I harvest so much of this stuff. I just want to do flower arrangements just of this. They're so pretty. I even love them when they're halfway opened like this. I think it's so pretty. Okay, coming in here. Do you guys see these artichokes? Okay, morning glories have already started growing, and it's gonna be so beautiful when they cover this. Coming in here though, look at these artichokes. The bees have gone absolutely insane. There are multiple bees in this one. Oh my gosh, it's not even picking up how vibrant this color is. It's crazy what these artichokes are doing. They're so beautiful. I wish they were a little bit smaller so I could use them in flower arrangements, but you know what? I'm enjoying them just like this. I've seen a few people ask, do you eat them before or after flowering? You eat these guys before they've even opened up. So even this is too far gone. So if they hit this stage, too far gone, you need to eat them when they're still pretty tight. That's a great view right there. So pretty. Okay, coming down this way. These are just some filler plants. These sweet peas have done even better than the ones in the front, and they haven't performed even that well. This is the chocolate streamer, and I think that they're really, really pretty. I love the striping on them, and the smell is insane. You guys know my fruit bed's back here. I have tomatoes. That's a weed that needs to get pulled. Tomatoes, I have blackberries, nectarine tree. And this is my basil bed that has not done very well. This is celery, and I need to come out here and obviously just pull this thing out. Zinnias are doing really well, and the last bit of garlic. I cannot wait for these guys to be harvested so I have the rest of this bed to just be used. Zinnias, this is a grass called Frosted Explosion, and it just kind of gives like an airiness to flower arrangements. I should be harvesting it at this stage, but I'm just letting it go. Nothing's really quite working out the way it should. Oh my gosh, a tomato. Oh, look at my first tomato. This is called Sun Gold. We're gonna try it right now because first tomato of the year. Oh my gosh. Whoa, Sun Gold tomato. Grow that one. Wow, that's really good. It's not very acidic, and it's not bitter like some tomatoes are, you know. That was a really good tomato. It's kind of a little bit sweeter, and they said it's a grape tomato. Really good. Okay, I'm turning this camera back on. I'm getting sweaty. It's gross. So we're coming out of the vegetable garden. That's my chicken coop, by the way. I saw a few people ask about that. Let's go this way. This is the Claire Austin Rose, and it's doing so well. It has lots of blooms. They're very spent right now. But I also have lots of buds that are starting to open and lots more new growth happening. So this is going to be so pretty once it really takes over. I have 2 dahlias that made it. There was a third one right there, and it hasn't made it. So it's fine. That's all right. Back here, you guys saw the heucheras. I'm still harvesting lots of bloom spikes off that. There's another endless summer hydrangea. This one's performing worse, but it doesn't wilt during the day. So the blooms on it are much smaller, but that's all right. I actually use this one in flower arrangements for little puff balls of pink. The honeywort is looking good. The pond is looking good. The solar pump for the pond is still up there, but because it's cloudy, there's no movement in the pond. But when it is sunny, it does take off, and there's quite a bit of movement. Over here, this is my English tea rose, and look at how many blooms there are per head. Look at that. That is crazy how many blooms there are. And this thing just performs its little head off. You can see, you know, this flush is starting to die out. Here's another flush that's really starting to open up and come into its own. This thing is in bloom nonstop. It is absolutely crazy. It just does not stop performing the entire year for us. We had a little bit of a wind and rainstorm that kind of damaged some of them, but look, it's shooting up new spikes that'll fill in this little hole that it created right here. It doesn't even matter. This thing gets abused and it's loving its life still. Okay, let's go this way. Past the willow tree. So the one thing I regret is that I wish that I had made a walking path along this side of the property like we have on the other side. I thought I wanted more planting space, but I don't get to enjoy this bed, and this is my favorite bed on the property. So I'm gonna go down that way and then work my way through the bed coming up. Okay, I lied, and the AC is on, so sorry if it's a little windy. We're starting over here at the gate, but I have to show you guys, look at this. These roses are performing beautiful. This is the Abraham Lincoln, and it gets the longest, strongest stems of blooms. Like you can see right here, this is one straight stem that was up to a bloom, and it's been performing crazy. I need to stake this dahlia up right here. Coming to this side, look at how well this red bud is doing. The leaves on it are looking the best it's looked this year. It's really starting to fill out. It's so beautiful. Over here, the lemon cypress is looking really good. And then this japonica has put on lots of new growth. I mean, that's a good amount of growth for its first year in the ground. So really happy with that. I loved the blooms. You can see there's still one bloom here, a couple little random blooms here and there on this, but for the most part, now it's starting to put on its growth to cover back all of the blooms that happened. Back there, that is the purple fountain pennisetum right there. The buddleia, this is by Proven Winners, and I think this is like purple chip or blue chip or something like that, and it's a dwarf variety, so it really will only get about this much taller, if anything, and it stays really compact. I love it. Over here, you can see this clematis has made its way all the way up here. I can't wait till it starts filling out and really taking off. But look at this window basket. You guys saw me plant this up. Oh my gosh, the coleus have filled out quite nicely. And then this potato vine is insane. It is, I didn't even cut it back. These are all just its little runners, 3 of them. One of them is huge. So this thing is crazy. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Coming down this way, this is all that's left from the plant sale. There's nothing in this. This is a Japanese anemone, and these are pretty much dried out. I think I have 3 Lysianthus, 1 Dusty Miller, 2 Dusty Millers. That's it. The pots over here by the fountain look really good. The coleus has filled out quite a lot. This is the hot lip salvia that I'm obsessed with. The smell on it is amazing, and it's a really beautiful plant. The hummingbirds go crazy for it. It doesn't look like there's too many blooms now, but it doesn't matter because it's pushing out lots of new blooms also. This thing pretty much stays in like a constant state of like just some blooms. It's really beautiful. Over here, this is an iceberg rose. It hasn't really gotten much bigger than this in the like 2.5 years that it's been here. It's really pretty. I love it though. This is some oxalis, and this is one of my favorites on the garden. It's just so sweet. It's normally used as a house plant, but we use it here as a perennial out in the garden. It's so sweet. And you can see when it gets hot, they close up like this one is, but some of them are doing fine, and so they stay open like that. And then just the sweetest pink little flowers. I love this plant. We have it in 3 different spots in the garden. And then coming this way, there's a Wessie boy, old Wesley. He is 17, 18 years old. This is our magnolia. This is called Little Ricky, and it is very, very happy with us this year. It has put on growth from right here all the way up to that. Huge amount of growth this year. And the Irish or Scotch moss or whatever I planted here has totally filled in. It's starting to grow around the edge. It's very happy. This is a shade lover, and I knew that if I planted this magnolia, it would protect it from the sun because it's going to fill out. I mean, look at that. You can't even see it. So that moss is in full shade right there. Really happy. Over here, I have a lemon tree, and look it. I'm going to get lemons my first year from this. And then I planted some what did I plant under here? Diachondra, and this is called like Blue Hawaii 5-0 floss flower. And then one random little sedum right here. So really happy to get lemons off that first year. That's just crazy to me. If we come down this way, this is where we sit. You can see this is our view most of the time. The aviary, we have a TV. We have a fan that goes. This is like the zone that we always hang out in. Coming down this way, you guys have seen this area. Nothing has really changed except this pot right here. I put a U in here, and I can't remember which one it is. I just posted the video yesterday. You think I'd remember, but my brain's a little fried. But it's looking happy. You can see leaves are still dropping. Gosh, so frustrating. Helen von Stein Lamsier. This is 3-year-old Dusty Miller, and most people don't know that Dusty Miller actually blooms, and it gets these crazy yellow blooms. Look at the contrast from the icy blue to the yellow. Isn't that wild? It is so pretty though. Absolutely love it. Like I said, 3 years old. It winters over in our zone 9. Down this way, I have a hydrangea. This is the little lime hydrangea. She's thrown out some buds. I'm really excited for that. This is another dwarf butterfly bush. And I think this is the Pugster Blue. Pugster Blue is what this one is. Love this one. Big, huge blooms on a very compact plant. It won't get any bigger than this. This is my tree dahlia. And you guys, this thing is already up to about my waist. It is huge. The stalk on it is massive, and you can actually see this is last year's stalk. I mean, it's as big as like 2 of my fingers. It's huge. Some coleus. This is Newly Noir, and then I can't remember for the life of me what this plant is. Down this way, this is a rose. This is a David Austin, and I'm very happy with it. The blooms on it are very, very sweet. This is, okay, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, and somebody's going to correct me in the comments. I'm going to say it's the Alnwick, but that's not right. That is not how you pronounce this rose. So give me the correct pronunciation because I pronounce it wrong every single time I use it. Every time I say it, I pronounce it wrong. Down this way, this is a Limelight Prime Hydrangea, and should be getting blooms pretty quick out of that. This way, though, is my Columbine, and I want to show you guys this. So it already has gone to seed. Can you guys hear that? So look at this. Isn't that crazy? Look at all those seeds. So many seeds just from that. And I'm going to just sprinkle these guys in here because I want these popping up everywhere. This is the pink petticoat. The blooms are pretty much spent. So I'm gonna go inside now. It is hot, it is humid. Like I said, look at that, the storm is coming, you guys. My phone's already overheated twice, but yeah, so I'm gonna pop up now, just some footage of nighttime tour. It's really beautiful here at nighttime. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed a little bit more of an in-depth tour going over kind of some of these plants. And I'm gonna go inside and come back out and get that footage for you guys in a second. So hold on. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock at night. I'm gonna come back out here in probably about an hour. And you guys can see the uplighting that we have. We have the patio lights in here strung up. And then you can see all the way down the property. And there's another one on the other side. There's one right there, and then there's another one on the other side of that Vitex there. You can see the light, the willow starting to glow a little bit. And then along this side, there's the one there, the one there, the one right there. And if we come this way, there's 2 on this side of the aviary. All right, guys, so we're gonna start right here. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and it's actually pretty dark out right now. So you can see I've got 2 uplights there, and then we have the patio lights here. And the patio lights really help keep it nice and bright, right where we're sitting all the time. You can see 1, 2, 3 uplights here. And then if we come out this way, you can see it gets darker. And so you can't even really see anything. But look at what the uplights do. They just kind of give you that like ambiance. You can see the one in the willow tree. I'm gonna walk over that way in a second. But look at the black fence. It just kind of gives you a show at nighttime. Really just, you know, makes you feel like you can see the whole depth of the property. If we were inside, the way it would look all the way out here would just be pitch black if there was no lighting. So this really helps. The 2 over here are probably my favorite because, like I said, we sit right behind this. But look at what it does to this alder tree. It just makes it like glow, shows off the canopy of this tree. It's really pretty. And then you can see here, this one shows off just a tad bit of the espalier. And then this is one of my neighbor's plants, and it just shows off a tad bit of that. It just kind of brings some depth to the garden at nighttime. It's really, really beautiful. So then we come this way, and it doesn't quite pick up that well on camera, the willow tree, but it seriously looks like it's glowing right now. So let's walk this way. And as we get closer, you can see, look at that. And it looks like this all the way from where I was just at. It's really, really nice at nighttime. It just, I don't know, lights this thing up. It makes it just glow at nighttime. It's so incredibly beautiful with the light here. So let's go this way. You can see that we have these lights too. These are vintage, and those are actually hardwired into the shed. I would like to get a couple more lights. I'd like to get at least one light back here, or two, one for each of the birch trees, because you see how this just disappears with no light. And Lolo's freaking out. You can see here's the light in the arbor, or in the arch into the vegetable garden. Isn't that so cute? So got that from Costco, I think like 5 years ago. And then we come this way, and you can see the other one on the side of the Vitex. And you can see what it just does. It just gives a whole depth to the entire garden. I mean, look at the way that willow tree just glows. I'm standing inside the willow tree now, and you can see, look at how beautiful that is. It's so magical in here at nighttime. And coming out of the willow, and the whole fence just kind of, you know, has a second life. I need to move this one a tad bit, but I'm not that worried about it. But look at this. That is so nice at nighttime. And then, like I said, we just sit right over there, and the whole yard just kind of glows. It's really pretty. So that is going to be it for this video, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for coming along with this garden tour with me also. You guys can see what adding that light does. It really just makes you be able to see your entire property at nighttime. Makes it totally usable. It was so hot today, so it really wasn't even usable for us for probably half the day. It wasn't even usable out here. It was 100 degrees, 99 or whatever, and it was just too hot to even want to be out here. So now that it's cooled down a little bit, it's still pretty humid, 23%. I can now come out here and enjoy the evening and not feel like I'm dying. So this is why the uplights are really important. This is why the lighting at nighttime is so important. It just really shows off your property and lets it be something that you can just kind of extend into the nighttime. Like I said, we're out here all night. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.